Assalamu alaikum students, welcome back to Global Public School online classes. In our previous class we started the new lesson from your history chapter 2, that is the geographical features and the prehistoric India. And in our earlier class we have completed the explanation of geographical features of our India, and in this class we are going to start the prehistoric period of India, how exactly the prehistoric man used to live, where he used to live, what is the stones or what is the weapons he used to use to live. All that we're going to study in this class, so let's go with that. So the first thing is the prehistoric period. What do you mean by the prehistoric period? I mean the period before the discovery of the art of writing, we call that as prehistoric period. See, normally what do you mean by prehistoric period? The prehistoric period is the period in which before the discovery of the art of writing is found, we call that as a prehistoric period or the prehistoric age. And there is some special features of this prehistoric period. The first thing is we do not find any evidence of the linguistic development or the use of script at this point of time, and we do not get any written records in this time because they didn't had any knowledge on the languages at that point of time. And man was a nomadic at that point of time. Man was a nomad and indulged in hunting and only in the food gathering stage. And at that point of time we can hardly found some of the tools used by them that was actually made of pop, stones, wood and the bones. And the people and the scholars who study this period are called the archaeologists. The scholars who study the history step by step, we call them as historians. But here the scholars who study this period, the prehistoric period, are called as archaeologists. So students, let's see what is the weapons which they have actually used, the tools. One is the stone, the wood and the bones. You can see the stone tools here, and also you can see some of the wooden tools and also some of the tools which is made by the bones of the animals. And here, so what they used to use that tools for is they used to use that stone tools to peel the skin and separate the flesh and the bones of animals, to scrap the bark of the trees, to peel the bark of the trees, and to cut the fruits and the roots. And with these tools they also used to using them, they like spears and arrows. They used to make the spears and arrows so that they can hunt animals, and to chop and to cut down the trees into different pieces. And they also used the wood to build the huts for themselves and to make handles for their weapons. So you can see here the kind of handles which they used to make. So they used to make handles from their weapons. So these are the uses of their tools. And where did this prehistoric man live? Do you have any idea where the prehistoric man used to live? No idea. Okay, so see here, the first is Bhimbekta. Bhimbekta comes in Madhya Pradesh. So see here, Madhya Pradesh is the place where the prehistoric man used to live. And the second place is in Karnataka, that's Hunasagi near Talikote. You can see here, which comes near the Belgaum side. Hunasagi is the place name. And next in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so these are the three places which has been clearly gotten information from the archaeologists that the prehistoric man used to live based on the evidence which is available. So what are the evidence which is available? How can we get to know that the man were actually living in that particular places? So see here students. So but before that, let me explain you the small topic. People lived for a longer time in the rocky areas. These sites are actually called as the residential and industrial sites, because see here, people most of the time in the prehistoric period, they used to live in the rocky areas because they wanted to protect themselves from the air, from the water, all that things. So that places, that sites, we call that as the residential or industrial sites here. And see here how exactly we got to know that the people were living, because in the caves the kind of the ashes are available of the fire and all that. From there we get to know the people used to live. And let's see how the knowledge of the fire which the prehistoric people had, the signs of ashes have been obtained in the caves of Karnool. They reveal the knowledge and the use of fire by the people of their stone age. And probably fire was used for the various purposes, maybe to cook a food there, or for a lighting purpose, or to frighten the animals, to scare the animals. So these are the ways of fire which they actually used it here. And the ashes are the biggest evidence for archaeologists to know that the earlier man used to live in that caves. So the next part of the lesson we will study in the next part, but still there's a few drawings which we have found in the caves. You can see that the drawings done on the walls of caves and the rocks, which clearly show that the earlier man which he used to live. And it can be seen in the Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. And the beautiful drawings of the wild animals and huntings, we can also see that in the caves of that. And the next thing which we're going to study that in our coming classes. But till then, students, take care, stay safe, stay home, and please send the explanatory notes through a Google Classroom app. If you have any doubt, please reach out to me. The notes of this lesson will be shared after the completion of this lesson. Till then, thank you. Signing off, students. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.